Hi, Griffins, and welcome to Coach's Corner, where I sit down and talk with different faculty members and students from our community to see how they've been doing since we've been away from school during the coronavirus. Keep watching to see who I talk to today. Hi, Griffins. Welcome to another Coach's Corner. Today I'm speaking with Miss Brintnall. Miss Brintnall is an assistant headmaster, a math enthusiast, and an avid hiker. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring in Miss Brintnall. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to see you. I do get to see you in faculty meetings once a week, but this is much better. I miss coming into your office and just sitting down and talking with you. So this is nice.
Yeah, I miss that too. So great to see you.
Yeah. So in my introduction, I mentioned that along with being an assistant headmaster and a math teacher, you're also an avid hiker. So I think I'm going to start off this interview a little bit differently. Now that you can't go out and hike, what is it that you do to try to stay fit while we're staying at home?
Yeah, they closed the state parks recently, so I was really sad about that. But my roommates and I are waking up every morning at 6:20 to do the insanity workout, and so that's a great way to start the day, see the sunrise, and stay active.
Wow.
And then going on walks throughout the day too. That's fun.
It's been really beautiful outside for the most part. I really enjoy being outside, so that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now to get on to a little bit more serious question. I've been interested in this idea of slothfulness here in this time while we're staying at home. And so I'd like to ask you kind of the same question I've asked a few other people. What is slothfulness, and what do you think that we can do as a community to combat slothfulness?
Sure. So I just looked it up in the dictionary to make sure that my understanding of sloth matched what we've got there. And it mentioned two things. One, a disinclination to action or labor. And then the second one was spiritual apathy and inactivity. And so it seems that to live fulfilling lives, we have to be active both physically and spiritually. And sloth would mean that we're being inactive in one or both of those things. In the old normal, we were likely to be more in danger of being spiritually slothful and get caught up in the busyness of life's activities and not prioritizing that time for leisure. But our time is spent so differently now, and even with things like schoolwork, the environment in which we do those things is so different. And there's no external activities to really structure our lives and our time. So without this, I think we could be in danger of falling into both categories of slothfulness, both the physical activity and the spiritual activity through leisure. So to combat that, I think we really need to create our own structure for our time so that we're able to be both physically active and spiritually active in that leisure time as well. So how do we combat sloth? I mean, in general, by developing the virtues, particularly things like temperance, to know how much time we should spend in different things, or doing everything in moderation, and fortitude, to have the strength of will to move through a difficult math problem maybe that you've got, or a passage in a text that might be kind of challenging. But then also on a really concrete level, constructing a schedule for each day that accounts for times for study, times for play, times for chores, times for schoolwork, times for leisurely reading, and just all of those different things that really make us full people, and then sticking to that schedule so that there really is that intentional time devoted to those different different important aspects of our lives.
Yeah, that's great. It's become apparent to me how important schedule is and how much I missed that at school. The bells ringing, like when I'm sitting in my office, the bell sometimes would bother me because I have multiple periods off there in the gym. But now I'm like, wow, I get it. Because if I didn't use a schedule, just where did the time go? It would be 8 in the morning.
Away.
It's 12. I'm like, oh. So I agree. Structure is really important. Speaking of structure, what kind of things, other than all the work you guys are doing, by the way, as a teacher, I am so appreciative of the efforts that you and the other administrators have given us, because I don't get a lot of this technology, and you've been able to explain it and teach us in a way that's helped us to serve our students, where I wouldn't have normally probably been able to figure that out. So thank you so much for all the work that you've done. It's been really helpful. But
I'm glad it's been working out. Happy to help.
Yeah. So along with all that work that you're doing and figuring all these new things out, what kind of things do you do to I don't know, find enjoyment? Did I say that right? To find joy in the everyday life while staying at home.
Sure. So I've really enjoyed figuring out what I can cook with the things around the house. I had never made gnocchi before, and I made some of that. I made some chard from Mr. Funes' garden, which was tasty. And I'm also enjoying reading The Silmarillion by Tolkien. I've never read that before, and it's so beautiful. And then I'm also trying to learn a few songs on guitar. So that's kind of a new activity in the past few days that I'm trying to work on.
I may have to invite you to another interview, and you could play for us. That would be
we're a little ways away from performance ready on anything guitar. But I'll keep you posted.
Let me know, and we'll put it live on YouTube. So
that's a frightening proposition, Mr. Hunt.
Yeah. I'm going to throw another question at you, just because. Well, I don't know, just because. What is your favorite thing that you've made at home? Favorite food that you've made while being at home during the coronavirus?
I think it would have to be the gnocchi. It was just really good. I mean, what's not to love about potatoes and flour mushed together into a dumpling thing that you put pasta sauce on? That was good. Although I made lamb the other weekend too, and that was good.
Lamb,
yeah.
Sounds good.
Like a lamb stir fry stew kind of thing. So
I need to learn how to cook.
Cookies are on the horizon, so I think there's a lot of good things to whip up in a kitchen.
Yeah, I am not very handy in the kitchen. Thank God my wife she's wonderful. So she's really made some nice food. Otherwise, I'd be eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day. My kids would hate it. So anyway, I really want to thank you for your time. I think we're already past the time I had allotted, but it's been really nice talking with you. Hopefully I can bring you on again. Maybe we could do an insanity workout together, something like that.
Maybe
in the morning though. It would make my.
It'd be an early one. Yep.
So anyway,
it's best to start days before the sun. Or yeah.
With the sun is kind of how I see it, but
with the sun, you want to be up before the sun so you can see it rise, and then I mean, there's no better way to start the day.
I guess. I didn't realize how much I liked sleeping in, because I was always an early riser for school, and my kids they still get up pretty early, but it's been nice to be up with the sun, I guess, instead of way before the sun. So I don't know. I live right behind the park, so I do get to see some cool sunrises depending on where I go. But I also kind of like sleeping. I'm surprised to say that all my students are probably laughing. Anyway, any last party?
Rumor has it that you never sleep.
That is definitely not true. I like to get my rest. When you run a lot, you got to rest. So, and I have been running a lot lately. So, all right, we got to wrap
That's
this
good.
up. Last words for the community. Do you have any?
Griffins, I miss seeing you all every day, and I hope you're all doing well and having some adventures, figuring out new hobbies, and really making the most of this different kind of time that we're in right now. And I can't wait for when we're all back together at school and can celebrate as a community once more.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Miss Brintnall. Have a good day.
You too, Mr. Hunt.
Bye.